Coming up on Mobile Learning in the Classroom, evolution. Hi, my name is Trainin, and this is Mobile Learning in the Classroom from TechEdge, and today we're talking about learning about evolution. And I'd like to talk about some free resources that are available to introduce the topic and to go a little bit deeper. And the first thing I want to remind, which is something that not everybody remembers, and that is much of the literature that is classical and that has been produced a long time ago, including Darwin's works, are actually available for free online to anybody who wants. And one of the best places to get it, although that's not the only one, is Project Gutenberg. And in Project Gutenberg, a lot of books in multiple languages are available for free as e-publication or even for viewing straight in your browser catalog. So for example, if you want to look for Darwin's work, you just type Darwin and you do a search. It takes a little while, but you get access to everything that they have that has to do with Darwin. And you can see how many people have downloaded it. This is Origin of Species, so you can see how many times it was downloaded. And you can see that you have lots of options depending on what's available, including bringing it into your cloud. And so you'll be able to access it there. But what I'm going to choose right now is actually reading it online on HTML. And you can see that this is very simple text, but it is the original text. So if you want kids to read excerpts or even the whole thing from Darwin's work, you can. And that's a great way to get direct access. Again, this is about Darwin and about evolution, but you can actually have access to lots of other books as well. So this is one way to introduce the evolution and to start talking about it from the person who started the discussion in many ways, although not the only one. The other thing is to use some really good introductory videos, and there are a few that are out there. One source is the Khan Academy. I recommend the Khan Academy often, and even here there are lots of videos that help introduce that idea at different levels of sophistication. This is the one that Khan himself made, and so it's very much just sketch the ideas and talk through the development of ideas. That's one way to do it, and the advantage of the Khan videos is they're available through the Khan Academy app, so you don't have to watch them while streaming. You can also download them and watch them separately. But at the same time, Crash Course Biology has offered a more biology-oriented, as part of a high school level idea generating video. That's from Crash Course Biology. And then even in Crash Course Big History, evolution is one of the cornerstone discussions early on in the course. So you have both Green brothers each explaining it from their own perspective, but this is all a really useful way to think about how you introduce this to kids. And again, in the spirit of flipping the classroom, you can do this in the classroom, but it might even be better as something that kids consume at home as a way to introduce them to the topic, and in class you do more serious, more in-depth work. So these are some really good sources to start a discussion. The next one I want to show you is called the Lizard Evolution Virtual Lab, and it's a way to actually explore the evolution of a very specific set of species in a way that's very similar to what Darwin has done, and this is why I'm excited about this module. In this app, the Lizard Evolution Virtual Labs, you have different labs, and I love this because it has an introduction to the different modules in there, so you can, or every child can actually, every student can read this through, but there's a section for educators saying, here are the learning objectives, this is the overview, and this is what we expect kids to do while they're doing this. And if you're at the first time, you start at the beginning. You see they've integrated information in text, they've integrated videos, and they ask you to familiarize yourself with the ideas because they don't want students to just read quickly through and try to do the work. They want them to actually spend time exploring, knowing what it looks like. And one of the advantages of using these devices is that ability to get sound, to get video, and to get text added to the mix. And you can see that you have different sections, different purposes, and so it starts with the general ideas, but then it goes into DNA sequencing and talking about how DNA sequencing reveals the relationships between species, which is really, really exciting. It's sophisticated work, but I think that with a little bit of work on the part of the teacher, you can actually adjust this and do this with a fairly large variety of students at different levels, obviously with different level of detail. But this is really one of the most interesting ways to try to introduce evolution through concrete examples and not just talking in the abstract. So today on Mobile Learning in the Classroom, we talked about evolution, and I'll see you next time.